Okay, so we're gonna make this angel together. I've already selected all the shells that are gonna go into this. I've already prepped the grout that's gonna hold all this together. And as you can see, there's a frame. I've got the insert already done and it's ready to go. And I have made the image, for the most part, off of the grout itself. And now I'm gonna lay the pieces into the grout and start working with them. I found this amazing giant sand dollar at low tide out off of Wrightsville Beach. I found this piece out on the marsh, and I found this piece actually on the beach itself. And I thought these pieces looked like they belonged together. So what I thought I'd do is make them look like they belong together by making them look like wings. So we're gonna make them come together like that. And this guy is gonna be the body. I'm just pressing them gently into the grout so they'll stick. And then I'm sticking the body in, and it's being held. And what I like about the body is that it's got that smooth inside, and this broken body is actually beautiful in of its own right because of the smoothness that was created by the waves. And if anybody wanted to know why I collect certain shells, it's because I love how the Atlantic treats our shells. They break the shells up, and the shells are beautiful because of all the pressure they've been through in our beach. And yet they still have beauty even in their brokenness. I consider these to look like eyes, and as you can see the eye on that. And so our angel now has an eye. And then one of my favorite shells, if you've ever watched me collect shells, and these are indicative of North Carolina, are these. And I have literally hundreds of perfect shells where they have complete bodies and ends and all that stuff. But these I call skins because these are the skins. But look at this. Look at how worn and fossilized this has become over time. And so this makes a good base, and I consider that radiation. Some of them are incredibly smooth, some of them are rough. It just depends on how the ocean has treated them. And so I'm making rays that come off the bottom of the angel, and that makes for beautiful rays. And then one of my other favorite shells are the insides, these gorgeous pieces that have all this light and color, and they bring radiance to anything that I'm creating. And so there's radiation of light with the gold all around this particular image. And you can call this an angel, a spirit, whatever you want to call it. But that's what these are. Because out of the good of each moment of finding each of these shells, each of these pieces, I'm getting a spiritual moment, and then I'm creating a spiritual figure out of each one of them. that I can then share with others, or even in our house. But the other thing that I really want is, while some people may just look at them, others might do what I do, and that's why I don't put any chemicals or any solvents on top of them. I have a very dear friend who makes the most beautiful shell art. Her name is Marie, and she uses some really high-end polishes and finishes on her work, and I love her work. But I don't put finishes and polishes on mine because I want you to feel the actual shells themselves. And I want people, as they meditate or as they think or as they touch these forever, to be able to go back to them and be able to experience what I experienced with them in terms of touching them originally. When I first picked them up out of the water, and while her finishes make them look still wet, which is why her stuff looks so beautiful. And I'm a collector of her things because they are so beautiful. I still think these look lovely, even in their dried state, because I do want you to have that experience of being able to touch each piece. Close your eyes, get that sensation of touching and feeling the energy that comes off of these. They're pretty remarkable, actually. Now, in the last few months, I have started to add tiny pieces in between the shells, and it's almost like a finishing. And when this dries, I will hold it upright and I'll shake out anything that doesn't stay. But what I like about this, these sort of filler pieces, is that it has more of a look of what it looks like when these are in the actual surf at Wrightsville Beach. And by the way, every shell that I have collected has come from Wrightsville Beach. I have a few that might have come from Masonboro, but that's still within Wrightsville Beach area, because I always launch when I kayak from Wrightsville Beach. And that's where I go to get my peace. And what's right now with our quarantine nice about being able to make these when our beach is closed is that even though I'm not there, I can do these pieces and I can still feel the ocean. I can be very much a part of being out there. And in resilient speak, this is my resource. This is my way of resetting my nervous system and allowing for myself to bring myself back into a place of peace and joy and stay healthy, even in the highest times of stress, which in the world we're living in right now, that is not unheard of. So, trying to keep this to 10 minutes, which we're just a little bit over. But I want you to get a sense of how we put this together. Now I have two versions of these. One is just on glass, and then one is framed. This is a framed piece. So as this dries, it will dry in the frame. Sorry. You can see my Pottery Barn little rug here. It's getting pretty worn out these days from me being up here in the den working on this stuff. Oops. But there you go. That is the piece you and I just put together.